Sink cat sitting in the sink. It's Monday again. This is quite the backdrop, isn't it? So I wanted to first get a couple thoughts out into the universe before I start this week's vlog. I'm looking at a little carving. I get easily distracted. I picked a real weird time to start doing a vlog, and I feel like they're starting to get kind of repetitive. Start something, finish something, do something, put it online. But that's just the environment that we live in. This week, I would have been getting ready for the Inman Park Festival. So I would have been going through festival prep and just getting ready for all that. So this would have been a very unique week. 2 weeks, no, probably about a month ago, I would have been getting ready for another festival, but a much smaller one. So it would have been a whole different sort of preparation. And about 2 weeks ago, I would have had a large part in a group show that would have also made it for a very unique video, but none of that actually happened. So I've just been kind of creating and making things and trying to add a little bit of happy into the world in the unique way that I can. I'm just trying to help out the best way that I can and continue making and doing what I'm doing and being true to myself. It is a bit repetitive, and that's a fact, just because I don't know what else to do other than just to keep making things, and y'all seem to keep enjoying when I keep making things. So I'm going to keep making things. Let me tell you what I'm going to do this week. So I just wanted to get that out there, and I apologize for it being repetitive, but I'm just making things until this all blows over and I can start doing something else. Start getting out in the world again, which I think we're all excited for. But it might be a while before that time comes. So this week I have a handful more of these tiny carvings to work on. Here's a little manatee. So I'm going to carve out the rest of those and possibly start painting them today and then see where else I can go this week. That's how I'm going to start this week off. And then maybe I can kind of try something new this week. Not super new, because there's only so many things that I can do. But try something new. Oh, and one more thing. Since it is Monday and over the weekend I have been creating those Noosh activity sheets, just little activity sheets to work on. I did upload a new one. Once again, I'll put the description, or boop, 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 flip that, reverse it. I will put the link down in the description below where you can download those for free. This week's activity sheet is, check it out. It is Sea Critters. It's got a bowmouth guitar shark playing the guitar. Junk, junk, junk. And I've also uploaded 2 new coloring pages. One is a cuttlefish. And let's see if I can remember. The other one is, oh yeah, the space manatee. So those are also free to download. I just I've got 18 free coloring pages currently up there, and this is the 5th activity sheet that is up there too. So if you're looking for something for you or a young one to work on just for fun, those are available to you. Once again, link is down in the description below. Also, I've got information on my website for it, www.nooshstudios.com. Junk, 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 junk. And you can get a lot of cool stuff there too. So, thanks. Finished with the tiny carvings now. time to paint them. I've got 53 of these, got to work to paint all of them, and plus I have the Picture with a Pickle to finish painting this week too. And then after that I can move on to new, fresh ideas. It is just afternoon on Tuesday, so a day later, and I finally finished painting all of the little carvings and this Pidgey with a Pickle. See, they're all painted. When I'm painting these, I make sure that I put as much care into the painting of them as I put into the carving of them, because the paint can just add just as much detail and just as much life and just as much love to each one of these little pieces. So each little piece is painted with just the same amount of detail, never a flat color. Even this little crow, who I could have just painted a flat gray, I didn't. I did some color mixing and some shading and stuff on them, just so each little piece comes out, well, just perfect. And then, of course, the pigeon with a pickle, with a lot of different colors in the feathers, because pigeons have lots of different colors, purple, blues, greens, all sorts of things. And then the pickle. Done! All the tiny carvings are finished, so there we go. So finished. But now I have a couple things to print, probably. So I need to go look at my orders, make sure that I can print everything and get everything out in the mail at the end of the week, like I've been doing during the stay-at-home period. And I had a rush of commissions come in over the weekend, so I have a couple commissions that I need to take care of. So I'm going to start sketching for those after I print some t-shirts. The t-shirts are printed, and now I can work on some commissions that I have open. Over the weekend, like I said, I had a run on commissions, which is amazing. So thank you to all of you who commissioned me to work on something. The first one I'm going to work on is a turkey. She sent me an email about some specifics, so I'm just going to work from that email and come up with a sketch and shoot it off to her, see what she thinks, and then we can go from there. Finished with the turkey drawing, and as I was working on it, there's a lot of feathers that go in a lot of different directions on the turkeys. It was kind of interesting to kind of see how all those feathers work together. But for this sketch, I finished the face 100% of the way because she was kind of specific on what she wanted with the face. And before I went in and did all of that feather work, because it was going to be pretty complicated, I decided to just do the rough sketch, the layout of how they all grow together, rather than going in and drawing each feather individually, which I'll need to do to finish this piece. But I just wanted to set it off this way to kind of show the rough idea, the rough sketch of where it's going, just to make sure she likes the pose, so I don't have to do additional work. The next one to work on is, I'm going to start with my most challenging one next, which is going to be a dragon welding. It's a cartoon dragon welding. So I'm going to start with that. Don't quite know what direction I'm going to go in. I'm going to start with a medieval dragon, because I think that's probably the idea of what she's thinking. So here we go. All right, it's Wednesday now, and I finished up the dragon sketch. Well, I got about 75% of the way finished on the dragon sketch, sent it off, and waiting to hear some feedback back before I go and finish it 100% of the way. But it was a little bit challenging because there was a lot going on with the sketch, and I've never welded before. I know people who have, but I've never welded. So I don't know like the exact tools and what to hold and what to do. But I think I came up with a decent solution, and hopefully they agree. And now I have one more sketch to prepare, and that is mountains and mushrooms. So it's going to be a mountains and mushrooms piece. All right, finished with the mountain sketch. This one was kind of interesting because it was mountains and mushrooms together. And if you know, those two things are very different sizes. Mountains are giant. Mushrooms generally are smaller. So I had to play with scale here. It was kind of fun to make that. I kind of made the mushrooms bigger than they were. I couldn't really do it any other way. I kind of hid a couple in between the mountains. Made a couple small at the bottom. But I didn't want to do too many mushrooms. I kind of want to space them out like they were trees amongst some other trees. And I loosely based this sketch on a mountain in the person's area in which they live, which is Oregon. This is loosely based on Mount Nebo. So that's how I came up with where I landed with the sketch. Once again, sent it off, waiting for feedback, and then I can move forward from there on this piece. So now it's time to create something for myself. I want to pivot slightly and do something that is kind of similar to what I've been working on, but also kind of different. It's going to be a collection of tiny carvings that will be available as a print rather than a little carving, all collected together on the same block, an 18 by 24 piece of wood, all carved, and then sold as a unique print. It'll be part of the Noosh XL series. So I'm going to start sketching for that using my past carvings as reference. After about 6 hours of sketching and drawing, I came up with my next print idea, and it is based on the little carvings I've been doing for the past couple weeks. And it is, I'm not going to show it to you on your iPad because I always just put it on the screen anyway. I'm going to put it here. Just move over so it gets out of the way. Right there. You put it right there. It is a culmination of, I think I counted like 43 small tiny little carvings, all that is going to be presented into one. Now that it's gone, I can come back into the frame. But it's just going to be a print on paper, and I'm excited to carve it. Like I said, it took about 6 hours to draw this out. I can only imagine how long it's going to take. It'll probably take the next couple of weeks. So I'll work on it here and there a little bit. But I'm excited to start working on that, as well as that I got 2 commissions approved today, so I can start work on those, and I just have to sketch and work to make some tweaks on the other ones. So this is a planning week. I wanted to make something. Maybe I will. I might go ahead and just put something else into production just so I can finish something this week. Let's see what I do tomorrow, because it is currently 1:23 in the morning, and I am done for the day. Good Thursday morning. So today, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I am, but I haven't really wrapped my head around it. So first thing I want to do is cut some wood for the print that I finished sketching last night, because I just want to get started on that. But the other thing that I want to do is I want to finish something this week. And so I'm going to, the mountain sketch that I did yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and get that piece started so I can finish it today. Well, finish carving it today and then finish it entirety this week. Paint it tomorrow and ink it tomorrow. I was also hoping that these would be a little bit closer to being dry so I can get them ready to ship off tomorrow. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, because when I touch the edges of them, it still kind of offsets onto my hand. So I think that these are going to have to wait until next week to ship off, which is sad. Sink cat, sitting in the sink. She does this. She wants me to turn on the faucet, and it was on this morning. Here, faucet, turn on. Watch your tail. It's dripping right on her tail. Doesn't even care. Got this piece all drawn out and ready to airbrush the sides of it. But since I don't like pulling out the airbrush just for one piece, because it's kind of difficult to clean out, it takes a good amount of time to do that, what I have done is I've taken the scraps from this piece. Where is it? Get in there. And I've drawn little characters along the edge there. So I've got a T-Rex pterodactyl, a moon, a meerkat, a tapir, and a cactus ready to carve out. And finished with the mountain carving. It's Friday, and today I have to paint this. And just a side note, today's a little weird because I would have had everything been normal, been getting ready for Inman Park today, so you would have been seeing how I got ready for a very large festival. One of the largest festivals in Atlanta. About probably 100,000 people go there. This year, it's not happening for obvious reasons, and I'm just sitting here painting this little mountain landscape, which is not a bad way to spend the day either, but that's where my headspace is. I am finished with this piece. Actually, I'm really happy about how it came out. I was a little apprehensive about a couple decisions in the beginning, but you learn to trust yourself as you work through the process, and I knew that the color would make it all come together. Look at that. Nature scenes are, for me, I know it's not for everyone, but for me, when I work with nature, it's really dependent on texture, and I was worried that I was depending too much on texture for this piece. It worked out. Finished with that piece. Let me figure out what I want to do with the rest of the day. I do have a handful of t-shirts left to print in the bucket, so I'm going to print those and then call it a week. And boy, it's been a week. I was about to turn it off, but I got one more thing to say. I know at the beginning of the week I said I wanted to be a little bit more productive and make more unique things. But I did plan for the more unique thing. It's just gonna take me a while. That mini, that tiny carving print with the 43 or however many little mini tiny carvings all over it. That print, come back next week, watch me carve that out. Hopefully I can finish it next week. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm going to be carving a lot next week. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching this week. Bye.